one thing out. Can I do that?
Hello,
Or
everyone. Welcome to the Glambitious platform. I am so excited to interview Dr. Shellie today. We had her speak during the Glambitious Awards, which was so amazing. And if you didn't get a chance to hear her there, you have to join in on the Glambitious Facebook group so that you can hear her speak as well as other dynamic visionaries. So, Dr. Shellie, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are and how you empower women.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shellie Hipsky. I am the CEO of Inspiring Lives International, the executive director of the Global Sisterhood, which helps women and children around the world. I am also the editor in chief of Inspiring Lives magazine. I have 13 books out right now and working on the next two. And I have been on over 54 now today, as of today. Thank you, Glambitious. I have my 54th magazine cover that I'm going to be on.
That is so amazing. 54 magazine covers. And so to be able to accomplish something like that, you have to be glambitious. So tell us what makes you glambitious.
I think what makes me glambitious is that it's that combo of the word. It's like a little bit glam, a little bit ambitious. And I remember that people have said to me throughout my life, why are you so ambitious? Or why do you always have to be so like glammed up? Why do you have to, do the nails and wear the ball gowns to the charity events and things like that? But you know what? It's because that's who I am. It's a part of who I am. And I am ambitious. I am motivated to get out there and inspire and empower the women of the world. It's how I'm wired and it's what I love to do. And I like to do it in a fun, glam way.
Yes. And when we show up as our true, authentic selves, we give other people to show up in the fullness of who they are as well. So I love it. And when you guys see the cover, it's super glam. So you're going to love it. And tell us a little bit more about Inspiring Lives International and Empower You.
Absolutely. So Inspiring Lives International was created about 10 years ago. At the time, I was a full-time tenured professor at a major university. But all these women's stories started coming to me, and I needed to get them out there. I needed to spotlight these incredible women. I needed to work with them. I needed to help coach them towards their best lives. So therein, the motivational media company Inspiring Lives International was born. And then Empower You is my signature masterclass. And that is one that we're on our 7th cohort right now. It's a powerful way for women to come together with other women leaders, emerging and true like powerhouse women leaders, and work together to scale their businesses, find life balance, find abundance, those type of things that a lot of us women who are really glambitious want to get to.
I love it. And it's so important that we continue to collaborate with other like minded women and women who are already in the place that we desire to be. So I love that your platform really allows people to connect in that way. And you've done so many things, obviously, with 54 magazine covers. What would you say has been like the most memorable point in your career?
Oh man, there's been so many. I think that a lot of the world travels that I've been able to do, the stages that I've been able to speak on, from Passions to Profits in Hollywood, on that stage, to being able to, I mean, one of the greatest university institutions in the world, University of Oxford. I was able to speak there. And then just this past summer has just been amazing, just with all the different opportunities that have presented themselves. But I guess really when I think about it, it was being in Paris and being able to write Common Threads, the trilogy. These were 3 of my books. Here I am in front of the Eiffel Tower. I had a friend say, "Oh, did you just Photoshop that in?" I was like, "No, girl." This dress was actually bought the day before. That little glam story for you. The day before in Paris, I had to go down this little windy cobblestone road, and I like manifested my dream dress for the cover of this magazine. I didn't even have it. I mean, cover of the book. And so I found it in this little tiny store. There was only one dress in the whole store, and it was a couture gown from the 1950s, an Italian gown. Didn't even have a tag in it because the woman had made it that was there. And it was amazing. And just the people that I've been able to attract into my sphere. And I teach a lot about that in Empower You and with my world-class VIPs, is getting those right clients and customers to find you, to seek you out because of the experiences they know you've had and the talents and skills that they know you've had because they've seen it on social media or they've experienced it in person with you. Finding them, bringing them into your fold, and it's a beautiful thing when we have that synergy. And I think that what you're doing is with Glambition is that very thing. You are finding those right glambitious women to come into your inner circle, and I'm doing it with Empower You and Inspiring Lives and the Global Sisterhood, which I definitely want to talk about that as well, because that is my heart and soul with my nonprofit. But yes, no, it's been a wonderful journey.
Yes, I can tell. And as you're describing the story in Paris, I'm like literally imagining it. So I imagine many of your experiences to be kind of like a dream. Like, they're these dream experiences that there are women right now sitting at home trying to figure out, well, how can I be in Paris and write a book and do a photo shoot and be on magazine covers and all of those things? So what would be like your words of encouragement to those women who have no idea where to start to accomplish some of the things that you have?
Well, I think you need to find a mentor. You need to see like who else is doing what I want to do. And then you need to follow them and talk to them, maybe hire them on as a coach and just really sort of walk that walk. But remember that yours is going to be different. No two women walk the same path and same journey. And if you see something in someone and you think, oh my gosh, I really want to be like them, then approach them. We're flattered about that. Don't copy. I mean, that's a huge no-no. But get in there with them, become their friends, create a relationship, and see how they did it. How was that path taken? One of my very first books was Mentoring Magic, Pick the Card for Your Success. And I think that you need to find others who have walked that walk. That being said, you also need to reach back and reach up and bring other women up on your journey as you figure out those keys to success. In my book, Ball Gowns to Yoga Pants, Entrepreneurial Secrets for Creating Your Dream Business and Brand, I was really able to tie in all of those different suggestions. I've got all these little success secrets that are in here. And here's one of those right now. So if you want to have the dream business and the dream life, you need to be authentic. You have to be authentic in your leadership and marketing. It will attract in the right clients and customers. So all those golden nuggets are in here and in my heart, and I love to impart them into the world.
Yeah, that's such good tips, because when you connect with someone who's already at the place that you desire to be, they can give you the shortcuts, right? Like you don't have to do it the long way. I started as an entrepreneur when I was about 25 years old. I'm 40 now. So I have 15 years of experience, and I can give someone a shortcut so they don't have to bump into the walls that I bumped into or make the mistakes that I made. And so I love what you said about mentorship, because that really allows you to accelerate to whatever your goals are versus, doing it yourself, trying to figure it out on YouTube University. No, connect with someone like Dr. Shellie or someone like me who can give you their blueprint for achieving the things that you desire to achieve. So I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you another thing, because I notice sometimes that a coach will encourage someone to focus on one thing, right? Like just focus on promoting your book or just focus on, this or that. But you've mastered having multiple offers, books, opportunities, universities, nonprofit, all these things. What kind of walk us through how you're able to do all of that versus just focusing on one book and that be, your legacy?
For me, like that's no fun. Like just to do one thing, like there's a huge world out there. There's so many people that need help. There's so many people that need the information that I can share. There's so many people that I can have fun with while we're learning and growing together. So why not get out there and, plant the seeds with all these different women, and then they're branching out and the social media is doing its job, and the magazines are doing its good job, and the books are doing their job, and the speaking gigs are doing their job, and then the right people are coming to me. But not only that, the people that I'm teaching, they're going off and they're leading their own tribe of incredible women, and it just snowballs, and it's a beautiful thing to watch that happen. I get so excited. Like, I cannot tell you how many people that I have led on their path towards their development that have had to say, Dr. Shellie, I'm gonna go lead my own, tribe, my own sisterhood. I'm gonna go do my own speaking tour. I'm gonna go do all this stuff. And I'm like, God bless you. Good, go for it. That's why I am put on this earth, is to inspire and empower. And if you can create your own empire, yes, then I've really done my job, right? And then the legacy is growing tenfold, 13-fold, 100-fold. And then I get to look around and say, hot damn, they're doing it. I am so proud of that.
Yes, I love it. And one key word you mentioned was fun. Like, you
Yes.
find fun in creating different things and opportunities for women and resources. And I love that you mentioned that, because this is supposed to be fun. Like, when you're pursuing your purpose and your passion, it shouldn't be a headache. It shouldn't be super duper hard, or it should be fun. So I love that you talked about the fun piece of what you're doing, because I feel the same way. Like, I could not just focus on one thing. I'm a creator. So I'm constantly creating books and magazines and events, and I cannot stick to one thing, because that just wouldn't be fun. So what
Right.
other facets of your personality can we see in your business?
In my business, my personal business, or everybody's business? Because I can tell you one thing that I add to my business that not everybody does. And that is, I bring a performer side, because I have been on the stage since I was 4 years old. My mother ran the local community theater, and I have been having a ball pulling that side of my creativity into my speaking around the world. And I got to do this at Columbia University and the Ultimate Women's Expo, and just all like in Mexico, in Cancun. And I get to pull those different creative things that light me up inside and get the audience excited. So when you are starting to really live in your creative zone of genius, it's so beautiful, because everybody gets so excited to see what you're going to do next, and what you're going to bring to the stage or the table or the screen in front of them.
Oh my gosh, I love that you mentioned that. And that's what makes Dr. Shellie special, is because she's tying in her other personal interests into her business. And likewise, you have to do that, viewer. You have to figure out, what else do you find exciting? What else are your secret talents and gifts that you can pour into your business? And it's funny that you mentioned this, because I was just watching the Kelly Clarkson show. She has like a talk show.
Yes,
But what makes hers different is that she opens it up by singing with a band. So it's not
exactly.
like every other talk show. So yeah, I made that connection with you, like in how you incorporate performance. I love.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm a Broadway belter, so I love to just tie in the Broadway songs or the jazz, and just pull it all together with a good story. And I'm also a researcher, 10 years of being a tenured professor. My methodology that I created is being taught in Harvard ethnographic research courses. So like, I have all these different parts of my brain, and I like to utilize them all and get them out there so that others can learn and have fun and be entertained and inspired and empowered.
I love it. I love it. And so I know you want to also talk a little bit about your nonprofit. Share a bit about that with us.
My nonprofit is the Global Sisterhood, and it's at globalsisterhoodonline.org. And we are just doing incredible things around the planet for women, to provide for them opportunities, networks. We really came about very organically, just because of the connections I was making for other women. I saw a need. I figured out how to fill that need. It was often a woman that had, either funding or resources or the knowledge to fix the problem for the other woman halfway across the world. And now we are we have an executive board that's fully functional. We go out and we have a school in Tanzania for entrepreneurship. We have multiple resources here in the States. We have touch points and women leaders in Pakistan and Nepal and Europe and here. And we really work with women that are, going through horrific things in their lives. Sometimes it's domestic violence, sometimes it's homelessness, sometimes it's just, they became a single mother overnight, and they don't know who to turn to. But with the Global Sisterhood, we have really been able to come together internationally. It makes the world seem so small when I'm chatting with Dr. Meena in Nepal, who taught over 87,000 women how to read and write based on her personal mission. And she has been able to just do so much. But it's so cool to just say, oh, Dr. Meena, like, I know that you don't have any running water. Let's figure out how we can get you a well so the girls don't have to walk 4 to 5 miles to get fresh water. And with Sister Zeph in Pakistan, helping with the school supplies. At one point, Sister Zeph in Pakistan was teaching under a tent with holes in it on a dirt courtyard of her own home, because she wanted to teach these children. So now they have a beautiful brick and mortar, and they're able to have all those resources. So when there are those needs for resources, we try to help as much as we can as a sisterhood, a true sisterhood family that comes in to help wrap their arms around them and help lift them up.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I think it shows us that, our success it's more than about money. It's more than about us being famous and being the face of a brand, but we have to, become successful so that we can have the resources to help other people around the world and help, whoever God has called us to help. So I love that you mentioned your nonprofit and how it's helping people around the world, because it shows that your business and what you've built, it's not just about you being the star. It's about also how can you help other people who are less fortunate. And we all have to think like that, because I know as entrepreneurs, sometimes when you're starting out, you're just focused on making money, but you have to have a stronger why, a stronger purpose. It can't just be about the money. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things to do, is help women figure out how they can monetize their passion. They can actually be making abundance while doing what they love, and pouring into other people very often is what the women that I work with love. They're heart-centered entrepreneurs. And I love working with heart-centered entrepreneurs. But I think that, it can't always be about, the red bottom shoes and the fancy lights. You have to temper it with a true mission that's on your heart, a vision that you have for the future. And when that happens, then you are starting to live your true dream and help other people. I get approached by a lot of different entrepreneurs, that want my help or want support or want this or want that. When I take them into Empower You, or when I take them into my inner circle, they've got to have a heart-centered purpose. They have to have something that is bigger than themselves, that is bigger than the flashiness of the material things, because in the end, that doesn't matter. The material stuff really doesn't matter. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's nice to have, but what's going to fill your heart up on your deathbed is not going to be, oh my God, I got the best shows ever, I had this and that. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, oh my God, remember when I helped so and so, or when that person comes to your bedside and says, you helped me get there. And what a beautiful thing that is, to have that true legacy when you helped someone get there, and then when they go on and help someone else.
Absolutely. I love that phrase, heart-centered entrepreneurship. I just absolutely love that. So do you have any upcoming events or projects that you're currently working on?
Oh my God, always. In December, I'm actually being honored by IOTOP, and that is in Vegas. That is at the Bellagio in Vegas. They're honoring me as the empowerment coach of the world, the top empowerment coach of the world there. I am also doing a women's retreat in New Orleans coming up. I have 2 book projects that I'm super excited about, one of which is one of my clients who's one of the top pediatricians in the world. And as a mompreneur myself, it was like fireworks went off when we started talking about Dr. Daniela and I working together, creating a book, because this is a book that we can put in the hands of parents where they can have all those questions answered that are on their hearts of, how can I help my child be happy and healthy? Because as a mom, that's like That's the end all be all. Like having happy, healthy kids, I won. I won the game. So that is one of the many projects that I have cooking. Always gearing up for the next Empower You, in the middle of my Empower You masterclass right now, but we're planning on starting up another one in January, like right at the beginning of January, so we can all get our New Year's off to a fresh start.
Awesome. Awesome. So many amazing things and so many different ways that people can connect with you. So share your websites, your social media platforms, any call to actions that the viewers should be led to. Definitely lead them into your network.
Excellent. So when it comes to tracking me down, you can do shelliehipsky.com, ShelliehIpsky.com. I am all over social media. With my Instagrams, you'll know it's me because I've got the 54 magazine covers up all the way down the feed. I can be connected with that on any social media. But what I'd really like to do for the Glambitious listeners and watchers today, and readers, of course, is I'd like to bring them in also to my magazine, which is Inspiring Lives Magazine. It's 100% free. It's all digital at this point because it is run by the Global Sisterhood. So it's run by these incredible women leaders around the world. And if you go to inspiringlivesmagazine.com, you can get signed up and you can get inspiration right in your email box.
Oh, that's so amazing. I just love everything that you're doing. It's definitely inspiration. Now my new goal is to get 50 magazine covers. Now I have a goal to aim for. Thank you for that. And I definitely want to go to Paris and do something special there. So you've inspired me.
Yay!
So I'm excited.
I live to inspire. So I'm glad to do it for somebody so amazing as you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for, supporting the Glambitious platform as a speaker during the awards. And then, of course, gracing our October cover. This is very exciting to me to just see what you're doing and what you've done. And I can only imagine what you will do in the future. So viewers, definitely connect with Dr. Shellie so that she can help you go from vision to manifestation, right? This is the time where we have to start to see, in real time and in reality, the things that we've been dreaming about for years. Now is the time. So Dr. Shellie, did you have any other closing words before we end the interview?
Well, you know what, Lillie, I have always ended every show, every TV show, every podcast with just a one phrase. And I'd like to leave you with this. And just remember, inspiration is just a story away.